Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 3, Journey Through Soul Healing, the Unclutter process. We are getting started right now. We are also going to be on Instagram Live, so feel free to join us. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. We're so glad you're joining us. Welcome to part 3, the uncluttering process. We are getting it going. Hello, everyone. This is the final part of the uncluttering process of Journey Through Soul Healing. I cannot wait. Hello, Brittany. Miss Hourglass. Hello, my love. I'm so excited to see everybody online. This is so exciting. I cannot believe we're here. Cordelia, hello, my dear. Hello. Hello. Oh, my goodness. All my Facebook family and my Instagram family, I'm so excited to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining. This is part 3, the uncluttering process. This is the final part of Journey Through Soul Healing, and we are going to bring it full circle tonight. See, even my puppy's excited. Huck is excited. Great to see you too, Cordelia. Hello, hello. We're going to give everybody a few more minutes to get started, and then we're going to jump right in, okay? You do not want to miss this. This is the final part of the soul healing process. We are healing. We are moving forward. We are being our best self. We are making 2019 amazing. And you all are doing the work. So I cannot wait to jump into this process with all of you. Okay. So great to see you. I hope everybody's having a great week. Now, if you're joining in, make sure if you're on Instagram or whether you're on Facebook, give me a shout out. Tell me that you're here. Send me a hands up. Tell me where you're watching us from. I see we got people online here on Instagram. Hello, my Instagram fam. I see some people coming up on here on Facebook. Give me a shout out. Tell me where you're joining us from. Let me know. Have you seen part 1, the power of unforgiveness, and part 2, being lonely versus being alone? And now you're here. Yes, Wilmington, Delaware, Miss Hourglass. And you guys, if you are not following Miss Hourglass, go follow her on Instagram. She is doing amazing, inspirational, motivational things with her health. She is doing the work. Love that lady. We met in Jamaica, and she has been a part of the soul healing process. So we are loving it, loving it, loving it. We are going to be a few more minutes. We're going to let some more people get online, then we're going to jump back in. If you're not following Cordelia, she has an amazing podcast, YouTube channel. She is out there changing women's lives for the better. So it is just phenomenal. I can tell you this right now. I'm surrounded by a beautiful tribe of limitless lady, beautiful inside and out, okay? So just a few more minutes, and then we are going to jump right in to tonight. It is the final part of Journey Through Soul Healing. You do not want to miss this, okay? It's Thursday. How many of you glad it's Thursday? It's Thursday. That means tomorrow is Friday. It's Friday. We made it through the week. So excited, so excited, so excited. All right, we're going to give it a few more minutes, and then we're going to jump right into tonight's goodies. Got some good stuff for you tonight. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I see some more people joining us on Facebook. Shout out to my Limitless family. All right, it is 8:03. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump right in. I'm so excited. First of all, I just want to say, we started this Journey Through Soul Healing process, and we broke it up into 3 parts. The first part was the power of unforgiveness. And we really talked about how if we want this year to be a different type of year, if we want this year to be the year where we say we're going to unclutter, we're going to make sure that our spirits, our minds, our bodies are ready to go and ready to receive all of the blessings and all of the good things that are going to be happening this year, then we have to make sure that we're not harboring unforgiveness, because there's so many beautiful relationships and so many beautiful opportunities that are out there and just waiting for us to take advantage of them. But we can't do that if we're holding on to some of those things. So that is huge. We worked on the power of unforgiveness. Then 2 weeks ago, we talked about the difference between being lonely and being alone. And we talked about that mindset. When it comes to that mindset and really thinking about being alone, there's a depressive mindset. There's a negativity that's really associated with that being lonely. But once you learn to be alone, that is where you find your power. That is where you learn yourself. That is where you learn to hear God's voice. And so there's power in being alone. We also get revelation when we're alone. We talked about some of the great men and women in the Bible and in history who have gotten the most amazing ideas when they have been alone, and the power that's behind that. Because if you don't know who you are, then there's no way that you can connect yourself with other people, whether it's in a friendship or whether it's in a romantic relationship. Okay, you got to know who you are. You got to have that voice. And tonight, we are jumping right into the uncluttering process. Okay, so before we jump into that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My Limitless family is showing up strong. Okay. Your feedback, all the different things that you're sharing with me and telling me about this process and letting me know that you're getting such positive energy and such positive vibes from this process has been amazing. I mean, we literally said, hey, I want this to be a different year. I want 2019 to be the year where I have my breakthrough. I want 2019 to be the year where I have my blessing. And you all are doing the work. So I just want to say thank you, not only for trusting me through this journey, but also showing up and giving your feedback and sharing the videos and making sure that your comments are out there. So that means more than you could ever know. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay. So a couple things. I want to continue to hear from you, because I have some exciting news here at the end of tonight, because yes, it's the final series, the final part of the Journey Through Soul Healing series, but it's not the final part of our journey. So I'm going to hold on to that to the end. But I just want to say, continue to give me your feedback. Continue to let me know what it is that you want to talk about. What is it that you want to hear about? What do we want to discuss as a limitless family, as limitless ladies going through this year, as limitless gentlemen? Because that's where we're really going to get some of that content and everything. Okay. So let's just start with, when it comes to the uncluttering process, let's start with the fact that today is January 31st. And I don't know if anybody has really thought about that. I don't know if anybody has written the date. Maybe you were at work and you wrote the date, or maybe you were looking at your phone, or maybe you were talking to somebody. We are done with January. Literally, 2019 has 11 more months. 2019 has 11 more amazing opportunities for us to take the next steps. And look at all the things that we've done just in this 4.5 weeks. Okay. We've not only shattered the unforgiveness and said, hey, this is what it is I need to do to take the steps to be a better person, to be a better woman, to be a better man on this journey. We've also taken control of what being alone looks like. And today we're going to start uncluttering. Guys, let me tell you something. With 11 more months left in this year, we're already starting out on such a better foot than we were last year. Faith without works is dead. So if you went into this year making these resolutions and making these goals and setting these aspirations and having this vision for yourself, but you're not putting the work in, then you're not going to get anything out. If you don't put work in equals work out. Faith in equals faith out. Good vibes in equals good vibes out. And so I had the amazing opportunity to spend this last holiday season, this Christmas, in Cancun. And I traveled with my fiance to see one of the 7 wonders of the world. And we actually had the opportunity to go see Chichen Itza. Absolutely just one of the most breathtaking opportunities that I've had in a long time, because I learned a lot about the Mayan culture and all of the different things that they were doing thousands and thousands and thousands of years before we got all of this technology. They had already ascertained that there was a 365-day calendar before the actual Gregorian calendar was made. So it's just all these amazing, wonderful things I learned. But let me tell you the most amazing thing that I took away from that experience. We were traveling through a Mayan village, and they were showing us some of the schoolhouses and the grocery stores and just some of the different shops and things that they make with their hands. And they said that the Mayans don't ever celebrate the end of a thing. So even though it's the end of a month, even though it's the end of a cycle, even though it's the end of a season, they don't use that word end. They say this is a new beginning. This is a new opportunity. We're about to do a new thing. This is a new cycle. This is a new opportunity. So a lot of times when we make our New Year's resolutions and we say this year is going to be our year, and so we're going to turn over a new leaf, or we're going to do this new thing, don't look at today, January 31st, as the end of the first month. Look at it as a new opportunity. Look at it as a new runway. Look at it as a new place, a new chapter to turn over another leaf and start a new thing. Because now you have 11 more new opportunities to say, hey, in this next 11 months, this is what I'm going to do. I'm already taking these steps. I'm so much closer. And look at the work that you've already done. Soul healing is work. Soul healing is powerful, but it's only powerful when you put the work in. So this is a new thing. And let me tell you what the Bible says. Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall he not know it? It will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have new opportunities, when you have new people, when you have new ideas, God will meet you in your newness, and he will staff your vision. He will give you resources that don't make sense. He will open up budgets that weren't there before. He will give you strength unparalleled, and he will meet you in that new thing, because only the God that I know can make a river in the desert. Because when you're in the desert and it's dry and it's hot and you think there's no new opportunities there, and then because he said, I will do a new thing, and it doesn't have to make sense to our natural minds, that's where the river will show up. That's where the opportunity will show up. In the desert, where it's dry, it's hot, you're giving up hope, the heat is draining you, you will look over, and because of your faith in God and because of your trust in God, you will look over, and that's where you will find the river. And what does that have to do with uncluttering? Because when you're cluttered up with worry, and you're cluttered up with frustration, and you're cluttered up with doubt, and you're cluttered up with unbelief, then your faith cannot get through the arteries of your soul. Nothing can flow through something that is clogged up. So whether the desert, whether that situation is the fact that you get up in the morning and you're going to a job versus your career, your boss is getting on your nerves, your colleagues are getting on your nerves, the work that you're doing is not your passion project, this isn't what you wanted to do in life, and that's your desert. God, through his faith, can make something happen where a new opportunity comes along, or a new boss who is a true leader who brings the best out in you. That's your river in the desert. Or maybe it's you're dealing with a sickness. Maybe the doctor has said, hey, listen, I don't know what's going on here, but something in your body is not right. Something in your body is not flowing. And I don't know what it is with my natural eyes, and I don't know how to fix it with my natural medicine. But your river in the desert is that you're stepping out in faith. And no matter what's happening, you're acting like you're not sick. See, the beautiful thing about God's word is that we were already healed, but the faith brings the healing from the spirit into the natural. And so you get up every morning and you're taking your laps around the park. You're working out as best as you can. You're not relying on that medicine. You're making sure you're eating good. You're making sure you're feeling good. And your river in the desert is when you wake up and you go to the doctor and they scan you and they can't find anything. That's when you're uncluttered, because you took what the doctor said and you said, I am not going to put my faith in this natural condition. I'm going to put my faith and I'm going to unclutter those arteries so that everything that God wants for me can flow right through the arteries of my soul, and it's going to heal me. Okay. When you are cluttered up, you're blocking what God always wanted to happen for you. Let me take it a step deeper. When God says he will create in you a new thing, we talk all the time about generations. We talk all the time about being a traditionalist, a baby boomer, a millennial. And now the millennials are like these Generation X's, this Generation Google, this Generation Y. They won't get off their devices. Let me tell you something. Right now, maybe watching, maybe somebody who will share this video, maybe somebody who will watch it later, whether you're a millennial, whether you were a baby boomer, whatever, what have you. Some of us were born to break generational curses and declutter the mess that our ancestors started a long time ago. Let me explain. Generational curses are meant to keep people in bondage. So you can be born into poverty. And when you're born into poverty, you have a poverty mindset. You have a mindset of lack. You have a mindset of less. You have a mindset that's built on physical things. You have a mindset that's built on the right now. But sometimes God will take a person and he'll implant in him the spirit of uncluttering. And he'll say, Brittany, you were meant to unclutter the generations before you that planted these seeds, and they're not going to manifest in you because I need you to do a new thing. They're going to say, Tanya, I'm going to break the spirit of unclutter that your ancestor says, and you are going to bring forth seed and children who are going to bless this world and change this world, and you unclutter that. And let me tell you something, when you unclutter generational curses, do you think the devil is happy about that? Do you think the devil is happy that you took a step out in faith? You uncluttered what people have said about your family for generations. You have uncluttered what people said about you when you were in the womb. You have uncluttered what the world says that you're able to do. And you have stepped out in faith and you said, because God is going to do a new thing. My river in the desert is that I'm going to be the first one to go to college. My river in the desert is going to say, I'm going to have a family and I'm going to be a career woman and I'm going to be a woman of God and I'm going to do it with excellence. Your uncluttering is that I'm not going to live in debt. I'm going to learn how to invest. I'm going to learn how to save. And I'm going to break the generational curses for financial freedom for my family. Because when you unclutter and you get that blood flowing, nothing can stop the blood from covering everything you touch. And people are watching. Because when you do a new thing, it's challenging. When you do a new thing, you're going to meet battles. When you do a new thing, you're going to meet the devil head on. But let me tell you what the reward is for winning a battle. Another battle. The reward for fighting the dog on this level is you fight a bear on this level, and then you fight a lion on this level, and then you fight a giant on this level. You see what I'm saying? It keeps going and it keeps going and keeps going, and it only stops when you stop uncluttering. Because if I say I'm Danielle and I put this tool in my toolbox, I may have a slingshot in this toolbox, but now I need some faith. I need the breastplate of righteousness on this side. I need to make sure that I have my spiritual warfare tools in this level. Every single battle you fight, every single battle you're victorious in, the reward is another battle. And let me tell you something. If you're uncluttering the right way, if you're looking for your river in the desert, if you're in the wilderness and you're winning and you're getting battles, that's a great confirmation that you are on the right track. If you're not fighting any battles and life is super easy peasy schmeasy Louisey, thank you pleasey, it's a good chance that you're on the wrong track. Because somebody amazing in my life told me this week, Dr. Hemphill, you wouldn't be facing a battle if you weren't on the right track for what God wants you to do. So sometimes we sit back and we think, man, they have it so easy. They don't ever go through anything. Their husband is just amazing and wonderful. It looks like their finances are great. Her makeup is always wonderful. Her hair is great. They always look wonderful. They're always smiling. They're always happy. You don't know the battles that people are fighting when they're walking around in the world. But I'm telling you something, if they aren't fighting any battles, it's a good chance that they're not on the right track. But every single time you win, every single time at the end of the day, you're like, whew, I made it through. Every single time you make those small victories, the next step is to look up to God and say, thank you so much for uncluttering, because I can feel your blood. I can feel your praise. I can feel your grace. I can feel your mercy running through my soul right now. And I know it's only because of you. Okay. So decluttering is huge. When you declutter, you shatter episodes, you shatter the expectations of what people expect Okay. And it's not even about people. Sometimes you shatter things and you blow your own mind and you're like, whoa, what's happening right now? Okay. And your faith takes you to new levels. So I want to tackle uncluttering from two different facets tonight. Okay. We have talked about uncluttering your spirit. We've talked about what it is. We've talked about doing a new thing. Tomorrow's Friday, February 1st. Remember, it's about a new thing, a new chapter, a new opportunity. And I want to look at uncluttering from two vantage points. I want to talk about uncluttering your space. And the second thing is I want to talk about uncluttering your spirit. Okay? Uncluttering our space and uncluttering our spirit. Now, literally when you declutter, and a lot of people do this during spring cleaning, after the winter, we've had the good snow, we had the holidays, we've decorated, we take the decorations down, we put them up. Spring comes, we open the windows. That day in the springtime when you first open the windows and you're like, oh, I can get some good air through here, okay? And just air out my house. My mom always used to say that, let's air out the house. And you do spring cleaning and you do that. And you do that once a year. You kind of go through and you say, hey, I need to get rid of this. This doesn't fit anymore. I really want to redo the cabinet, that type of thing. You spring clean, okay? Decluttering is deeper than that. Decluttering is not spring cleaning. Decluttering is deep cleaning, okay? If you've ever had a deep clean on your teeth, a deep clean on your carpet, you may have had a deep clean in your house, and you know the difference. Everybody's mama did that deep clean of the house, where the whole house smells like Clorox or Pine Sol or Pledge. That's the deep clean, okay? Where you do the self-cleaning oven. Sometimes you have to do that decluttering in your space as well. When you declutter, you literally look at your possessions and you say to yourself, what value or importance does this have in my life? Do I need this as an important piece of my daily life? And do I need to keep it around so that I can be a better version of myself? Okay, I'm gonna say that again. When you declutter, you look at your possessions and you say, what key place does this play in my life? What key role? How important is it to my daily life? And do I need to keep it around in order to be successful, in order to be whole, in order to be a whole person, okay? That's the deep cleaning. And decluttering is hard. Decluttering takes work. You have to make sure that when you look at your possessions, when you look at the things that make up your space, it doesn't matter if you live in a studio apartment, a townhouse, a penthouse, a mansion. When you look at your space, when you declutter, you are literally saying, hey, this candle, is it important to me? This blanket, is it important to me? These bar stools, are they important to me? Okay. This sweater, is it important to me? And does it play a key role in my life? Denzel Washington, who is just beyond fine. Don't tell my dad, but he's like my mom's secret boyfriend. Okay, don't tell my dad. But Denzel Washington said during a graduation speech one time, he was talking to the graduates and he was trying to impart to them about the importance of life and the importance of making decisions. And he said to them that throughout this life, there's many decisions that you're going to make. And throughout this life, there's many things that you're going to acquire. You're acquiring a degree right now. You're acquiring knowledge. You're acquiring experiences. But he said the one thing that no one will ever experience is that you will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. And that really struck me, because it does not matter how many worldly possessions you store up in this life. It does not matter how much money you put into buying the Jordans, buying the nice house, going to Pier 1 and outfitting your entire home, going to Talbot's, going to H&M, going to Forever 21 and buying the best wardrobe, or going to the salon and getting your natural and getting your did, okay, that 26-inch yaki, or whether you're rocking your natural, or whether you got that new perm, or whether your hair is laid for the gods, okay? It does not matter. Those things that you put your money into, you're not going to take that with you into your next life. You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. But let me tell you, in those last moments of your life, If you have decluttered, the people that are around you are the people who are important to you. The experiences that you will think about, the moments that you will remember, the impact that you had on others, those are the things that people will talk about. Those are the things that you will remember. Those are the impacts that will matter, not the possessions. So decluttering is a real thing, because decluttering helps you re-energize your time. Decluttering helps you energize your space. And you have to be dedicated to making sure that when you go through your house, when you go through your office, when you go through your car, when you go through your smartphone, how do these things help me be the best version of myself? And so there's a couple questions that you have to ask yourself, okay? The first thing is, does this bring me joy? Does this bring me joy? When you walk into your house and you start going through your rooms, and maybe you take it room by room, or maybe you take it drawer by drawer, however you decide to do it, when you declutter your space, does this bring me joy? You guys, if you're holding on to items that do not bring you joy, that do not bring you happiness, when you look at them, they don't put you in the right mindset for soul healing. They don't put you in the right mindset to say, hey, that's a memory that I want to cherish forever. Why is it in your home? Why is it taking up space? And you have to ask yourself this too, because you are the best steward of your emotions. You are the best steward of those things that bring you joy. So if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. And I'm not saying that you just have to be just throwing everything out, and your husband's like, what, baby, why are you throwing that out? And your sister, your roommate, and college, whether you're in college, why are you throwing that? I'm not saying be just crazy with it. I'm saying take the intentional time to say, does this bring me joy? Does this bring me happiness? And then the second question you have to ask yourself, have I used this in the past 6 months? Guys, listen. Gals, listen. We hold on to things and we say, I'm going to wear that at some point. Girl, that is a floor-length black chiffon sweetheart neckline dress with a 6-foot train that you're just waiting on somebody to invite you to the right black tie affair at 6:30 so you can wear that with your 4-inch heels that hurt your feet. Donate that dress to somebody who can use it today. Like today. I want you to give it away today. You know why? Because it's taking up space. And the beautiful thing about decluttering is when you donate from the heart and you have really put a lot of thought and time into those things that you give away, guaranteed to bless somebody. I cannot tell you how many times I have gone through my closet and said, I'm going to give away every single piece of clothing that I have not worn in the last 6 months. Okay. I live in North Carolina, and all my North Carolinians can attest to the fact in the same week, it can be 20 degrees and freezing with ice on the ground, and 60 degrees with a light breeze, and 80 degrees. And I literally have on shorts and sunglasses. So in 6 months, I'm guaranteed to wear every single type of outfit that I possibly could wear. Every single time I've gone through my closet and donated clothes that I have not worn in 6 months, guarantee you, either I've donated them to some of my mentees because sometimes we're about the same size. I donate them to a local church. I donate them to a family in need, or I give them to the Goodwill or whatever, what have you. A blessing is on the heels of that donation. And I don't go into it with, the more clothes I give away, the more blessings I'm going to get. It happens organically because the process, the system of uncluttering that God has set up is that when you declutter and get those things out, you're going to get more in. Remember, he's the God of more. He's the God of the river in the desert. He's the God of finding you in the wilderness. So every time I donate, I find some. Literally last week, I had a stroller, a pet stroller, which as much as I love the pet stroller, and I saw myself taking long, beautiful walks in the park with my dog and meditating. I don't live near a park, and it's really cold outside, and I just don't see myself putting him in. So I gave it to one of my amazing, amazing mentors, one of my amazing, amazing confidants and friends who has the sweetest little puppy. She sent me a picture of that little baby, in the store, in his stroller. And I'm telling you, the dog was smiling. That right there blessed my soul so much. And I literally got a blessing like 2 or 3 days later that I never would have expected. The blessing didn't come because I gave away a pet stroller and then I opened my front door and there's a pet stroller outside the door. The blessing came from the obedience. The blessing came because I decluttered, I let the blood flow, I let God work, and then I opened the door. I opened the space to receive another blessing. So when you go through and you say, does it bring me joy? Does it bring me happiness? Have I used it in the last 6 months? And then I say, where is this going to go? You got to know that's an obedience process, and that even the obedience unclutters your mind to be able to say, God, I want you to be a part of everything I do, even when it comes to going through my closet and decluttering, going through my living room and saying, hey, I need to get this space out. You don't need 2 armoires. You don't need 4 dining room tables. Why do you have 4 dining room tables? Why did bronzed baby shoes? Your baby is 48. What are you doing his bronze baby shoes? You can't sell those on eBay. Nobody wants Tyrone's baby shoes from 1964. Like, get rid of them. Because when you get rid of things, you also increase your efficiency, because now you don't have to clean it. Now, when the next time you're going through and organizing, you don't have to find another new place to use the thing you haven't used in 10 years. Get rid of it. Okay. I know everybody's heard of minimalism. It's a new wave. It's going through the world. I think there's even a show on Netflix. This lady will minimize and maximize and organize your whole life. People are getting rid of stuff because people don't want to be bogged down with all the things that they have in their homes. Right? Tina just said, yes, ma'am. She's raising her hand. Tanya was like, yes, ma'am. Hello. I'm right. Am I right? I mean, do we need to get rid of some of those things? And decluttering is such an important process because we have to make sure that we're not cluttered up in our space. So as we start thinking about, does it bring me joy? Have I used it in the last 6 months? When you donate, you get blessings. When you give that space away, you're going to get that space back. That's so important. Let me give you this scripture. Matthew 6:19. Do not lay up for yourself treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. There's a level of greed, and there's a level of just thinking that the more I have, the more I can get, the more I can just pour into myself with these physical things. And it really connects to what we talked about 2 weeks ago, that being lonely. Some people are so lonely, they buy more stuff thinking that's going to ail or help their ailment. And all they end up having is more stuff. And then all they end up doing is wasting more time and energy and money with those types of things. So in the Bible, when it says in Matthew 6, do not lay up yourself these treasures on earth, that's exactly what Denzel was talking about. You won't see a U-Haul behind a hearse. Make time for the things that are important. And when I say things right now, I mean physical things, because we're talking about decluttering your space. And once you declutter your space, watch the blood start to flow through your space. Watch him bless the moments you have with your loved ones in your home. Watch as you start to declutter your smartphones. Some of us have 20 and 30 apps that we never even check. Okay. I have a good friend. I looked at her phone the other day. She had 1,300 unread emails. Who is contacting you that you have 1,300 unread emails? Why is that notification? I didn't even know that the numbers on the iPhone could go up that high. Erase that mess and declutter your phone. Go through your phone and go through your contacts and say, I haven't talked to Bob in about 10 years, but I'm going to keep his number just in case. Just in case what? Like what situation is going to happen to where you need to call Bob? Declutter your space. When you start to feel that blood flow, when you start to unclutter your mind, you're going to feel so much better. Get rid of those treasures and stop putting the power in the things and put the power back into God to help you be obedient to where you need to get your space so that you can be who you need to be in 2019. Okay. So let's move on to uncluttering your spirit. And I think this is really important because when you start to unclutter your spirit and you start to get those things in order, and even when you unclutter your space, you're starting to increase your efficiency. This kind of goes back to the power of unforgiveness. When you are cluttered up with unforgiveness, when you are cluttered up with experiences that have been negative, and you're holding on to those things, and you're holding on to regret, and you're holding on to shame, and you're holding on to fear, you're cluttering up your destiny. Some of you are so close to your destiny. Some of you are so close to your purpose. You're so close to your breakthrough, but you're cluttered up with exactly the things that the devil wants us to keep us trapped in our mind. Because he knows that if he can clutter up our mind with fear and say, girl, you know you can't do that. Or man, you know you tried that one time before and it didn't work. Or you know you're not good enough for that. You don't have enough education to do that. You don't have enough resources and time to be able to do that. He knows if he can keep us cluttered in our mind, if he can keep us cluttered with fear, if he can keep us cluttered with the fact that we doubt ourselves, that we, again, generational curses, that cluttered up with the fact that we're the first person in our family to do it. Nobody else in our family has been able to do it, and you won't be able to do it. If you're cluttered up there, we're not going to get to our breakthrough. So until we take the moment to say, I am done with being cluttered up with those things that you tell me, and we fight that battle in our mind, again, when we beat that battle in our mind and we win and we're victorious, then we're ready to go to the next level. And uncluttering your spirit is so important, because Psalms 51:10 says, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit in me. I love that. Create in me a clean heart, oh God. Some of our hearts have been so cluttered up with being let down. Some of our hearts have been cluttered up with lost love, or the great love that was supposed to be that one love that was supposed to just be our prince in shining armor, our princess in shining armor, and they let us down. Some of our hearts have been broken by some of the people that have been closest to us, our family members, some of our friends that talked about us behind our back or said something. Some of our hearts have been cluttered up because dreams are still, they're just remaining dreams in our minds, and they're not manifesting themselves. But you know, at night when you lay your head down, that you see this thing for you in technicolor, and our hearts have been broken. But just like God can create a river in the desert, just like God can be your savior in the wilderness, God can create in you a clean heart, a pure heart. And what pumps through your heart to keep it going to every single part of your body, so that your body functions in the order and the decency and the perfection in which he created it to function? It is the blood. This is all spiritual. Limitless Family, 2019 is about soul healing, but 2019 is about seeing this year through our spiritual eyes. When he creates a clean heart in you, there is nothing that's clogged up physically. There's nothing that's clogged up spiritually. And so if you're regretting something, if there's something that happened in your past and you're holding on to it, and you're like, I can't believe that happened in 2014. I cannot believe that in 2009 this happened to me. You have got to let it go today. Let go of it today on January 31st, so that when we roll the chapter over tomorrow on February 1st, you are ready for that new thing. You are ready for that new chapter. Or maybe you're holding on to shame, and you're just embarrassed. Every time you think about it, your mind and your heart is just cluttered up with embarrassment. Or maybe it's fear, and that you can't take that step, or you can't enroll in that class, or you can't let that person go. You have to take that step so that that blood can flow. And when that blood starts flowing through those arteries, you have created a clean heart within yourself to let those things go. And you free yourself up to make the decisions that you need to make. And you free yourself up to be on that path, because you have created a new heart and he has done a new thing. Limitless Family, today is the end of January 2019. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new thing. Tomorrow is the first day of your clean heart. Tomorrow you have the opportunity to walk into a desert and find your river right there, because you have the faith that it's going to happen. And I know we can do it because we're going through the steps. Faith without works is dead. You can sit on your couch and you can watch this live show. You can sit in your car. You can sit at the kitchen table. You can sit with your family. You can watch this live show and you can hope and you can wish and you can pray. And you can say, man, I hope 2019 is awesome. I'm just wishing for a great year. If you don't put in the work, you are not going to get anything out. And it starts with uncluttering your space, asking yourself, does this bring me joy? Asking yourself, have I used this in the past 6 months? And then after you make a decision, where can I put this so that I can get it out of my space and hopefully bless somebody else? And not because I expect something in return, but because I want to be obedient. And then you unclutter your spirit and you let go of that frustration and you let go of that unforgiveness. It brings us full circle back to part 1. You let go of that regret. You let go of that shame and that fear. And what's going to happen is the blood is figuratively and literally going to start going to every single place, every single corner, that even the corners that you thought God forgot about, even the situations you thought God forgot about, even the body parts that you thought God forgot about, even the relationships that you thought God forgot about. And he is going to let it flow into it. And it is going to overtake you because it is not about the things we have. It is about making sure that our faith is on point. It is not about what happened in the past. It is not about what the natural world says. It is about making sure that we put our faith in God so that when it does manifest, when it does happen, we can say, but God. Okay? Unclutter, unclutter, unclutter. Let's do it. Okay. Now listen, I want to hear from you about this uncluttering process. I don't care if you take it room by room, drawer by drawer. If you start with your phone tonight, you start to declutter, get that contact list, get Tyrone out. Tyrone is a thing of the past. Okay. Let go of Susie. Susie is no more. We do not need her phone number. We do not need her MySpace page. If she has a MySpace page, you probably don't need to be with her anyway. Okay. We do not need to know her Instagram, and we don't need to keep going back to that. We are doing a new thing. Tomorrow is the turning of a new chapter. All right. So listen, I want to hear from you. How is the uncluttering process going? I want you to share this video with somebody who needs to go through this process. If you haven't watched part 1, the power of unforgiveness, and part 2, being lonely versus being alone, make sure that you tune in and watch those and then go through this whole process. And now we have a special announcement. I'm so excited. Okay, listen. These live shows have been going so well that I've decided that I'm going to do these shows for the rest of the year. That is my commitment to my Limitless family. So every 2 weeks, we're going to be coming back. And because we're starting a new thing and we're going into February, our new series is going to be Limitless Love. And y'all, we are going in. We're going to be talking about love on so many different perspectives. We're going to be talking about love on so many different levels. Okay. We're going to be talking about agape love. We're going to be talking about love and hip hop. Get ready for it. You're going to love it. We're going to be talking about the different stages of love, whether it's in a romantic relationship, courtship. We're going to be talking about engagements. We're going to be talking about marriage. We're going to be talking about sustainability. We're going to be talking about how friendships sometimes ebb and flow and go together. And we're going to talk about how God's love heals all, how God's love is patient. It is kind. It is everything that we need, because that is one of his commandments, that we love one another and love our neighbors as ourselves. If we can get this love thing right and have soul healing, our Limitless family is going to be amazing. So I'm so excited. So in 2 weeks, come back for the first part of Limitless Love. You're going to love it. And so I want to thank you. Listen, one of our big goals this year is to make sure that we're increasing our Limitless family. So please, please, please share this video. Please encourage your family, your friends, anybody who you think can really benefit from any of the live shows, all of our quotes and different comments and different things that we've been sharing as Limitless family. Let's grow our family. We want to make sure on Instagram and on Facebook, as well as on Twitter, that we're growing our Limitless family, that we're truly sharing. This is our year. And remember our motto, this is your life, no limits. only person who can put limits on your life, the only person who can put limits on your 2019 is you. And you all have already started doing the work. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for going with me through the journey through soul healing. Okay. We're going to be coming back to that. In 2 weeks, we're going to be back with Limitless Love Part 1. And we're going to be going in. We're going to be talking about what love is, what it looks like. During our Love and Hip Hop series, we're going to be talking about the fact that the God that created love, it's the same love today. Just because the circumstances change, just because the world looks different, doesn't mean it's not the same love, okay? I thank you so much. I love you all. I want to hear from you. I want to say, is this helpful? Are you getting something from it? Who is going to start uncluttering tonight, this weekend? Who is going to let that blood flow? You all are amazing. I love you so, 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 so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hello, Yasmin. Yasmin Travis is online. Hey, Tom. Very Lucky is on. Oh, I love it. Hey, Tanya. Tina. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Ryan. Danielle. Oh, Danielle. Thank you all for joining. Hey, Dante. Woo, woo. Thank you all for joining. I love you all so much. We'll see you back in 2 weeks for the first part of Limitless Love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you all.